Graham. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Listen, y'all. It's your girl, Pastor E. Yes, God has done it again. You know, just come in, let's talk. I ain't got long because I got to go feed my homeless tonight. But come in real quick, real quick. It's after 5 o'clock. I want to give y'all a chance to get off work before I let y'all know what's going on, what's new, what God has done. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Okay? Come in. Come in. Come in. Let me know where you're watching from. I just got an announcement to make. That's all. I just want to let y'all know what God has done, what He is doing. And I just thank God for being God. How about that? I just thank God for being God. How about that? So come in. Share the video. Y'all don't try to look at my phone because I don't be knowing when it's on Facebook, when it's on YouTube or Instagram. I don't know. It's weird. But we're going to see. I'm going to try to see when it come on. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. My phone been doing the most today. Literally, it has been doing the most today. So come in. Let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Ty. Hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm trying to see. My Savior, the one. Come in. Let me know where y'all watching from. I got an announcement. Come in. Let me know where y'all watching from. Yeah. Let me know where y'all watching from. I don't know how to tell when nothing is doing nothing. How about that? So listen, y'all, I can't be on here long. I really got a time schedule that I got to stick to. However, I know y'all see the title says she was released back to pastoralship. And yes, she was released back to pastoralship yesterday. I thank God because God is a man of his word. He's not a man that he shall lie, nor the son of man that he shall repent. And so yesterday, my Bishop Connie Stewart, released me back into pastoralship. And that means now I will be starting my own church. God's church, not mine. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's God's church, this God thing. Because one thing about it, y'all, let me tell you one thing about me. I never asked God to make me a pastor. I never asked God to make me a evangelist. I never asked God for any other gifts. I only wanted God to use me how he wanted to use me. So it's never been I always wanted to be a pastor. I'm not one of them people. You know how some people say, growing up, I wanted to be a pastor, not I, said the cat. Growing up, I wanted to be an OBGYN. I wanted to deliver babies. That's what I wanted to do. Growing up, that was my dream. That was my passion. But that ain't how life went. And so when I was about 23, 24, God literally showed me a vision of myself. And when he showed me that vision of myself, he showed me a vision of myself doing his work. Now, mind you, I'm in the streets. Hey, Sister Shakita. Hey, sis. Mind you, I'm in the streets. I'm doing my own thing, and God showed me a vision of me doing his work. And so I was ordained a pastor in 2018. And I end up, hey, Apostle Kathy, hey, Apostle. I end up no longer being at the church where I was ordained a pastor. And I got you. And so I asked Bishop Connie Stewart, who is an amazing woman of God, who is a friend, who is somebody I love and I respect. I asked her, will she cover me in my ministry? And she was like, I got you. And so during that time, she saw that the evangelism was really heavy on my life. And so she ordained me an evangelist. And so I became the evangelist of her church. And so maybe around January, maybe around, I got it exactly when God told me it was time. It was around maybe, I got to look at it because I got exactly when he told me it was time. It was some months ago. It was some months back when God told me it was time to start a church. And it was after an event happened on my prayer call that I have every Monday. And when I got out the call, I was just worshiping God and I was just praying and I was just thanking God for being God and just thanking God for using me, even though he know who I am, even though he know my shortcomings, even though he know all of that. And he said, it's time. And I'm like, okay, God, it's time for what? I'm doing what you said do. You know, I'm feeding the homeless. I got the Bible study, been going for 3 years. Almost 4 years now. I've been doing the Bible study. And I mean, not Bible study, the prayer call every month, it started off every Wednesday for 2 years. And then this year it went to every day. So I'm like, okay, God, you got me feeding the homeless. You got me, you know, doing all this different stuff. What are you saying it's time for? Like, time for what? And he said, it's time for you to start a church, start my church. And I was like, wait a minute, God, hold up. You sure? And he was like, it's time for you to start my church. And so I was like, well, if it's time for me to start the church, you're going to have to give me everything, like everything. Because again, I've been a pastor, but I've assisted other pastors with their flock. I never had mine. And so when he told me that, I kept it to myself. Because for one, I felt underqualified. For two, I felt like I had to make sure. Even though one thing about me, two things for sure, I know God's voice for real. And I'm a very obedient person to God. But I had to make sure, because this is not something that you take light. This is something what you have to show God that you trust him for him to trust you with his sheep. This is something where you're going to have to grow into. You know, some people are handed churches. I never grew up in church like that to be handed one. Nobody else in my family. Hey, Sister Renee, nobody else in my family was a pastor. So I didn't have nobody could say, hey, we passing the church down to you. That wasn't my thing. God made me a first. He made me a first. And so when he made me a first, he put me around people that I learned from. I had a woman of God in Pensacola, Florida, who I sat up under, Pastor Michelle. She showed me what it looked like to have a church for street folks. Folks that she Oh, okay. Replying to Miss Renee. That she said, blessings, Miss Renee. She showed me what it looked like to have people off the streets in your church and how you pastor them from a place of no judgment. How you pastor them from a place of keeping it real. How you pastor them from a place of let them come as they are, Evie. God will change them. Because I was one of the ones that she let me come as I was. And so then I went through some trouble. And when I got in that trouble, she was right there with me and prayed me up out of that trouble. Plus my faith activated with her prayers. I'll end up in Houston. And so when I got to Houston, hey, Apostle. Hey, Apostle, how are you? Listen, yes, thank you, Apostle. Thank you so much. And so when I came down here to Houston, I actually sat under Bishop Beatty. And Bishop Beatty, hey, Sister Claudia. Hey, Sister Takia. Hey, Sister Tangerine. Hey, y'all. And when I sat down under Bishop Beatty showed me literally what doing things in decency, excellence. He always had a spirit of excellence. He had a spirit of, when you walk into my church, I want you to feel God. It ain't about nothing else. That's always what he's been. At the end, I learned that just because he didn't say nothing to you didn't mean he wasn't watching you, didn't mean he didn't know what was going on with you, because he showed me he did. He showed me that even though he had a big church, he knew what was going on with each one of his members, and I respected that. He showed me to be anchored in God, how to build my relationship, how to continue being Evie no matter what. And I respect that and I thank that. But in the end, you got to remember the word of God says, one plant, one water, God's get the increase. Well, guess what? Bishop Connie Stewart was the fertilizer. She was the fertilizer that God used. She showed me what it means to really have your ear to God's heart. She showed me what it is to bounce back when life throws stuff at you, and you still got to do what God calls you to do. You can't make excuses, even when you don't want to. She tells her story about after her divorce and how she was like, I ain't going nowhere. Her people was like, where you going? We going too. And she was like, I ain't going nowhere. And she said God gave her 3 days. 3 days. And he was like, okay, enough. So she showed me what resilience looked like. She showed me what it looks like to have a real relationship with God no matter what is going on. She showed me how to grow in grace. She said I had to grow into this. She showed me what evolution looked like, how to evolve into who God called you to be. She showed me how to, she had to get on me a lot, but she showed me how to listen. Everything you can't say nothing about, you got to go to God. You got to go to God. You got to let him give you directions. I know you be ready to go ahead and just deal with it, because that's who you are. But you got to let God deal with some things. You're not going to always be able to deal with it. So she showed me how to shepherd different personalities. She showed me how to shepherd people from whatever place they're in. And so I learned from that collection of people who had something to do with my spiritual walk. Now, let me tell you who the most important person was. And I'm going to be real. Her name is Ernestine Dunkley. She's in Pensacola, Florida. We call her me mom. She found me when I was a teenager. And I was friends with her daughter. And Ernestine loved God so much that she didn't care what your religion was. She didn't care what kind of parents you had. She didn't care nothing about that. What she said was, if you can give Satan your time with my daughter on Saturday, you going to give God your time with my daughter on Sunday. And she would come pick us up. And she would take us to church. And when she seen that we start having babies as teenagers, her and Auntie Josie, who's gone on to be with the Lord, they started a Bible study. And we had to go to that Bible study every Tuesday. You ain't have no excuses. You had to be at that Bible study every Tuesday. And they taught us life lessons. We had Bible studies on tattoos. We had Bible studies on alcoholism. We had Bible studies on fornication. We had Bible study on every earrings, anything you can think of. We had a Bible study about it so that we knew the word of God to apply to our life. No matter what we was doing in life, she made sure we spent time with God. And that's why when I was 16 years old and had my first child, I gave my life to Christ, because Ernestine Dunkley caught me before I got pregnant and didn't discount me, accepted me for who I was, and instilled God in me. She started my foundation with God. Yes, my mama would send me to church. We would be on the church bus. We would be on the church bus. I've been going to church since I was a little girl, but I didn't go with my mother who could explain what I learned and all of that. But I always had a relationship with God. God used me as a little girl. At 9 years old is when I came into the realization that God is telling me to say these things to strangers. I didn't know why I would walk up to strangers and say stuff to them, and they'd be like, that wasn't nobody but God. I'm just being a little girl that love to talk, and I don't meet no strangers. So I get, I'm talking. And they'll be like, that wasn't nobody but God who told you that. So God been in my life since I was a little girl. No, I did not walk with God in the church world forever. No, I didn't. But I did walk with God. Whether it was in the world or in the church, the same God is there. And I walked with him. So when I became in my 20s, that's when he started really showing me, this is who you're going to be to me. I rebelled. I didn't want to do it. I was caught up in the comfortableness of the world. But I had a relationship with God. And even the people in the world knew I had a relationship with God, because we talked about God while we smoked our blunts. We prayed. We read our Bibles. We went to Bible study. We went to church. We paid our tithes. We did all of that. Even though we was a part of the world, we still had a relationship with God because we were in our process. And so I'm giving y'all a backstory because I want y'all to understand that what God has called me, the commission that God has placed on me, the mandate that God has given me, I was released yesterday to do it. I was released yesterday to go back into what God had called me. See, you got to understand, different gifts and callings on your life. God gonna have you eating, learning, all of that from different people. And so I did that. I winning souls is easy for me because I love to talk to people about God. I love to talk to people about God. I love to talk to people about God. And so winning souls is nothing but Bishop seeing that I needed to sit out of that pastoral role to heal from what I had just went through. So she was like, okay, you ain't pastoring nobody. You evangelizing. You winning souls. Let me go ahead and ordain you an evangelist because that's what you're doing. And so that's what she did. But God knew that my season of that was not, it's never going to be up. I'm always evangelize. I'm always evangelize. I'm always win souls. That's just my passion. Always. But God seen that I was in a pastoring role with people that's in a part of my prayer call, a part of my bonnets and Bible, my Monday night people. I was walking in a pastoral role. I just didn't have a building. So God saw this. And when God feels like it's your time, it don't mean like it's your time. You may not feel like it's your time. There go my bishop right there. There she go right there. So I didn't know. I didn't feel like it was my time. I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like, God, you sure? But I had to understand, God created me. He knows me. And as long as I do everything with him, he will equip me. And so when he said it's time to go, guess what? I had to talk to my bishop about it. Because at the end of the day, there's order, there's protocol that you must follow. I don't care who you are or what you're doing. You must follow. And so when I talk to her about it, if y'all know anything about Bishop, she gonna say, oh yeah, so this, so that, so that. She had questions. She had questions when she should have. Because one thing about it, you can't put your name on somebody that God ain't seeing. You got to make sure that God is the one who said it to them. Because a lot of times people will get in their emotions. People will want to think it's such a glamorous thing. Let me be a pastor. No, are you ready to sacrifice some stuff? Are you ready to give up some stuff? Are you ready to deal with people and everything that come with them? And so she had to ask me some questions that I had to answer for myself. And I had to get in God's face about it. And so when God gave, the one thing she said was, he gave you the name. It ain't time. You ain't got a name. You ain't got a name. He gave you the blueprint, but he didn't give you a name. Guess what? When God names something, it takes on the characteristics of what he named. Remember, Adam named what? The animals, and they became what he named it. And so because God had not given me a name, it wasn't time. Hey, brother Brandon, it wasn't time. And so while we was at Mantle, I had the encounter with God. And when I had the encounter with God, he downloaded some things in me. He chastised me. He chastened them. Let me say that. He chastened me. And he said, stop, you moving your feet slow. And I was like, okay. And he gave me the name. And when he gave me the name, soon as he gave me the name, I sent it to my bishop. I love you more, brother. I love you more. As soon as he gave me the name, I sent it to my bishop. I said, he gave me the name. And I don't know if that's what made her say, okay, he gave her this name. Now, this for real. But she was like, hey, all right, we got to talk about some things. And we had our talk. We had our conversation that we needed to have. And she was like, all right, here you go. You ready? You ready? Hey, Sister Tiffany, you go. You got it. And so yesterday she released me. And when she released me, it was surreal. It was very surreal. Because sometimes you see yourself, you know what God said about you. Let me just say this. You know what God has told you. You know what God has shown you. You know all of that. But when you're standing in what God showed you, sometimes that's really surreal. Like, it's like, am I really here? Is this really happening? Am I really, like, for real? And so I had to, what you laughing at, Bishop? What is you crying laughing at? See, this is what I'm talking about. And so I had to go home and process some stuff, but I couldn't process it because I had to go support her at what she was doing, because she's going to always have my support. She's my bishop. She finna be my apostle, whether she know it or not. She finna be my apostle. Hey, thank you, sister. Thank you, Minister Sharier. I always want to say your name wrong. Thank you, Minister Sharier. Y'all need some branded stuff. Get at her. Get at her, because she cold with it. She's cold with that branded stuff. All that Bloomfest and branded with the Bible, that was Sharier. Pop yourself up again, Sharier, so they can see you. But listen, so yesterday I didn't have time to process, like, okay, Evie, it's time. Because I went and supported my bishop as she went and did the work of the Lord for her. And so today was processing day. Today was processing. You got to process this thing. You got to let the world know. Because guess what? Can I be honest and tell y'all what's so profound about all of this? I wasn't supposed to get released yesterday. That wasn't our plan. It happened that way. And when it happened that way, can I tell you what God said to me? Y'all see my girl Sharier? Get at her, please. Get at her. She, the blueprint customs. Put your stuff up there, Sharier. When I got home, thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Misha. When I sat down and talked to God, this is what he said to me, because I said, God, why she let me go so early? Like, real talk, I said, why she let me go so early? And God said these words to me, y'all. Ooh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. Whew. Give me a moment. God said these words to me. Next month, will be one of the most painful months of my life. But it'll also be one of the most purposeful months of my life. And so God said I had to make it. I had to make it where your purpose ease your pain. I had to make it where your purpose, where you understand that your pain was a part of your purpose. So he had to level it out, because God knows my purpose means so much to me. Who I am to God means so much to me. And he literally had to make it where one of the painfulest months of my life will also be the most purposeful month of my life. And that will ease my pain, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Ooh. So it was all God's plan. Look at this. Look what my bishop just said. He had to give me purpose so it could take away some of my pain. I never, hey, my sis Felicia, I never get over the fact that August 12th was the hardest day of my life. The hardest day of my life. I'll never forget that heartbreak. But to know that in that same month is the month that God says, walk in your purpose. Walk in it. Walk in your purpose. See, I got something bigger to focus on. Not that losing my child ain't big. That's very big. But winning souls for God is bigger. And I don't know if y'all understand where I'm coming from with that. But winning souls and helping people develop a real relationship with God and make it to heaven, because I know my child did. No matter what, he knew God. He knew to pray. He knew to call his mama who knew God to pray. Whether he knew it was his last day or not, he knew to call my mama, she gonna pray. And I prayed. But I'm just saying, I was confused at first. Why did she let me go so soon? And God said, that was me. I needed the painful month to be the most purposeful month. And so I said all that to say, the Disciple Center, which God has given me, which he has named it, which he said that's what I'll be doing, is building disciples, disciplined ones, people that not only will come to God as they are, but they will leave God as he purposed them. They will leave as God purposed them. We're building people, not religion. I want you to come messed up. I want you to come broken. I want you to come with everything that you can come with. God's going to meet you there. God's going to meet you there. And so August 2nd will be our very first. It won't be a real service, but it'll be a service because that's when we're launching. And when I say launch, it's not like a launch. That's when we'll start building, because it won't launch for a year after it's built. But that's what God gave me. And so I just want to reintroduce myself. You're looking at Pastor Evie. I don't know if I'm called a senior pastor, but I'm just a tool in God's hand, willing to be used. And what he put in my hand is the Disciple Center. It's not going to be in the building right now, because I'm only going to move when he tell me to move. But everybody can join. Anybody can join. It will be online. It'll be on Zoom. Okay, my official launch. Oh, okay. My official launching is August 2nd. So August 2nd will be the official. Okay. Look, my bishop like, listen, girl, I got you. This is what this is what it is. So I will be the senior pastor of the Disciple Center. All are welcome. Oh, okay. Okay. See, she make, listen, y'all. She get me straight. That's why I love her, and I'm always love her. Because one thing about it, she always took Evie as Evie was. Real talk. Okay, you'll install me in your year. Okay, so that's what it is, y'all. So the official launching of the Disciple Center will be August the 2nd, Saturday at 7 p.m. on Zoom. I will put the Zoom link up because you do have to register to be a part of the Zoom. Basically, we know judgment, we just Jesus. No judgment, is just Jesus. No performance, just his presence. I can't change nobody. God can. And as long as I allow God to use Evie, your change will be inevitable. As long as I allow God to use me, as long as I'm pointing you to God, change will be inevitable. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, cousin. Whatever, Felicia. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, Sister Tangerine. So I want y'all to come. Come. There we go. Okay. There we go, y'all. I want y'all to come as y'all are. Come on Zoom as you are. I did it at 7 p.m. because I know Saturday mornings people usually running around, people taking care of business. But I want you to be able to come and hear the heart of the vision, the mission, and all of that. Hear the heart of the ministry because it's there for you all. I said, God, do you want me to put church on it? He said, nope. It's the disciple center. And so thank you, Apostle Phelps. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so I'm excited. I'm nervous. All at the same time. But just like my bishop told me when she talked to me one-on-one, give yourself grace to grow. So I got to grow into this. And I pray that whoever decides to come fellowship, visit, or join. And y'all, what's funny about this? I already have 4 members. And so I got to work out the paperwork on that. It's when God does a thing. When God does a thing. I'm trying not to keep crying like a big baby because I'm really hard. No, I'm just kidding. But when God does a thing, y'all. Thank you, Sister Ty. Thank you, Sister Misha. Hey, Dr. Alicia. Hey, how are you? When God does a thing, y'all, he does it for real. When God does a thing. And so that's my announcement. If you want to register for the Zoom, there's the QR code right here. I hope I'm pointing at it right. I know that's right, Misha. Thugs do cry. Yeah. And so thank you, Sister Kim. Thank you. Yeah, Misha, thugs cry because I'm a big crybaby. But the QR code, you can scan the QR code. Thank you, Dr. Alicia. You can scan the QR code so you can register. And once you register one time, you don't have to register anymore. But if you want to invite somebody, please allow them to register. Point up. Okay, so it's over here. Thank you, Misha. I want them to register because I want to be able to keep up with people who come. Okay, the code is above my head. Okay, y'all see it. Scan the QR code for me. Thank you, Misha. Thank you, Sister Angela. Thank you so much. So yes, y'all, that's it. That's all. Senior Dr. Evie Smith, Pastor Evie Smith, Senior Pastor of the Disciple Center, which will be launching August the 2nd, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific, whichever time zone you're in. I welcome all to come and just see what God has placed in my hand to do for him. Everyone has a kingdom assignment that has to be fulfilled on earth. And I believe I'm walking in mine. And so thank y'all for the congratulations. Thank y'all for that. I appreciate it. And we're going to see how it goes. So I'm just going to ask you to pray for us, walk with us, because we're not launching a church. We're launching purpose. And welcome to the Disciple Center. Y'all be blessed.